Hey guys, it's Nicole and I'm back, and this time I want to share with you my 4-year-old and 6-year-old's work boxes for this week. Stay tuned. Okay, for my 6-year-old for math, this week we're going to be focusing on expanded notation and place value, as well as continuing on in his Singapore Math 2A workbook. He's right now doing addition and subtraction of 3-digit numbers and doing expanded notation of 3-digit numbers. So you've seen inside of his Singapore Math book before, but pretty much, he's working on subtraction of 3-digit numbers and addition of 3-digit numbers and word problems with 3-digit numbers as well. And then we are doing expanded notation. I found these cards from Life Overseas. Check out her blog. I get a lot of things from there because I just love the graphics that she uses. I'm really big on images and colors and things that are fun. But pretty much what it is we have the number itself, and what I'll do is I'll put out some of the numbers and he has to find the expanded notation for the number. So for 739, this would be the expanded notation, 700 plus 30 plus 9, and so on and so forth. So I have the numbers, and then he will match the expanded notation of each number, and that is so much fun. I think it's really cute the way she broke it down. And check out the little scarecrows and the little bales of hay with the wagons. It's just all fall themed and really cute. So he'll be doing that for expanded notation. And also for place value, I have this kit. It's a place value tutor box, and this is one of the activities that I'll be doing with him this week. Is I'll be just flipping through here and creating any random number. So say 2,133. Okay, so what he will do is he has these and he will place out ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Okay, and after he does that, pretty much what he'll do is, okay, well, looking at the flip chart, oops, things happen. Looking at the flip chart, okay, tell me what number is in the ones place, and he will look through his tiles and he'll figure out that it's just 3 that's in the ones place. What's in the tens place? Another 3 that's in the tens place. What's in the hundreds place? What's in the thousands place? And so he'll do that for a variety of numbers in the thousands, just breaking it down from ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. For my 6-year-old's language arts, we're continuing on with our Christian Light Education Language Arts 2. In the first workbook, we are done, pretty much done. We have wrapped up on this first workbook, and we are moving on to the next light unit. If you didn't know, Christian Light Education is broken down to about 10 light units per subject. So he has about 9 more workbooks to do, but throughout the school year he should definitely get it done because we finished this within about 6 weeks, and we did pause a little bit. So in the end, what he's doing is his last extra activities. We're doing the extra activities now. Make a motto. So he's going to make his own motto. Today, there are many languages in the world. Our language uses 26 letters to make all the sounds we need. These letters are called the alphabet. Some other languages use the same letters we use. They have different sounds. So they want him to read the verses, underline which one you can read, for him to understand, the differences in language. He has one in Spanish, he has one in what looks like Chinese, and he has one in English. And that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to have him make his own motto. love one another. So this focus on loving one another, and he's going to come up with his own motto. I'm going to give him some paper, and he's going to just go to town making his own motto. And another extra activity we'll be doing is making a noun book. So those are the two things that he's going to work on, because he has finished this book up. And then for spelling, we're simply doing a review of the spelling words that we've learned in this first light unit. And we will go ahead, and I have the spelling tiles here, and I'll have him go ahead and spell them this way just to make it fun, kind of like a Scrabble, if you will, of all of his spelling words that he learned in this light unit. As you can see, there is nothing in its classical conversations drawer simply because it can't fit. So we are actually on a break. We have done 6 weeks of classical conversations, and every 6 weeks our community takes a break. So this week we were off. We did a field trip instead of going to CC this week or having regular CC classes. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that the group had a wildlife expert come in and show them a variety of vertebrates and invertebrates, because we've been doing vertebrates and invertebrates, and it was so cool. My kids got to wear a python. My oldest son got to have a tarantula sit on his head. It was crazy. It was so much fun to actually see and touch and feel live animals, hedgehogs, a variety of snakes, a bearded dragon, fun stuff. But anyway, with all that being said, it's a review week, so I'm doing a review game this week, and we're using Candyland. It is so easy to incorporate regular games and mesh them with the CC review work. So pretty much, since we're reviewing weeks 1 through 6, I will have a die, and he will roll 1 through 6. And what we'll do is, for Candyland, in order for him to be able to take a turn, he will, you know how Candyland works. You draw a card. I'm not going to take the whole game out, but pretty much he'll draw a card. Him and his little brother are going to do this. Draw a card, and whatever the color on the card, the color will correspond with a subject. So green is math, orange is science, so on and so forth. And when he draws the card, I'll be able to reference the dice for what week we're on and the color card for what subject. And if he cannot answer the information for whatever the subject is for that week, he cannot go. For the little guy, it'll be a little different. We'll just give him an opportunity to guess, and then we'll just say the information out loud or sing the songs that go along with the review work, just so they can have that review and to still be able to play the game. But pretty much we're using Candyland as a classical conversations review for the first 6 weeks of classical conversations. So in the elective bin, so far this week, this is what we have. We started off the week doing health. So that's at the bottom. I kind of just rotate the elective every day. I've started to just keep everything in there and just put the thing that he's going to do on top. But I just wanted to show you everything that's in there. We started with the My Plate U.S. Department of Agriculture curriculum for nutrition. Yes, this is a kindergarten level, but I'm doing kindergarten because I want everyone to be able to be involved. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that we started the unit earlier this week, and we will continue on with it for about 6 weeks. We're going to be focusing on this. So every Monday we will be having our new health and nutrition group study. So we're going through this workbook together, which is interesting when you have a lot of different age groups. So I have my 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and 6-year-old doing this. Lesson 1 was about food groups and food group sorting. So pretty much they just colored all the different foods and sorted them by whether they're fruit, vegetable, grain, or protein. When you get to protein, we did fruit, vegetable, grain, or dairy, and then we'll continue up with lesson 1 with the protein next time, and we will move on to proper hygiene in terms of washing your hands before you eat your food. And then what else? I like to read each sentence, color the picture, and draw a food that you like in the last sentence. So we'll finish up pretty much lesson number 1. And then again, because it's like a 6-week thing. So what I'm attempting to do is do the lessons for 6 weeks, and they will complete their workbook, and they will have had a great understanding of what it is to eat healthy or have a balanced nutrition. So today what we'll be working on is social studies, and he's going to be doing feelings as well. Everyone's doing feelings pretty much this week, and this social studies light unit is about family and feelings. So he's going to be starting the feelings section. So he'll be doing some activities on feelings here, and then I have these Play-Doh mats, much like what I had for my 3-year-old, and we will discuss different feelings, and just for fun he will put his little facial expressions on there as well, and he will be reading books about feeling sad or angry, how to deal with these emotions, how to handle them, especially as an older child. Well, he's not older, he's 6, but older than the other one. Everyone feels anger and sadness, and understanding what stress is, which I think is huge, especially for a kid like him. If you have a child who is very into being successful and always wanting to do well and always want to make good grades and always wants to do things just right, I feel like children like that tend to experience a lot more stress than, say, a more laid back child. So he has references to stress. I also have another book about stress that I specifically picked up for him because he's like a type A personality, borderline perfectionist. So I want him to understand what stress is like, why it can be beneficial and why it could be negative if you're experiencing too much stress, and what to do to possibly relieve stress. And I know it sounds silly for a 6-year-old to experience stress, but for them, little things do cause children stress, and we should not avoid that emotion. And for reading, as always, in his reading workbox, he has his reader's log, and he has this book. This week he finished the book number 1 for the Boxcar Children. He's actually working on book number 2 right now. He's reading that at night before he goes to bed, but I want to have something separate to have in his reading book log, and he selected this book from our shelf. He selected the Magic School book, chapter book, The Search for the Missing Bones, which is so ironic because this is actually a Halloween themed book. I didn't realize it when I bought it off of Amazon or eBay used, obviously. I just thought it was about bones, but it actually starts off with the kids were looking for a bone costume that Miss Frizzle was wearing, and for Halloween. We don't celebrate Halloween, but he understands what Halloween is and why certain people celebrate it or why people are interested in it and whatnot. So I'm not totally opposed to this book, and I just find it interesting that we picked it out in October for him. He picked it out in October for him to read. But pretty much what he's going to be doing is a story comparison between this book and Boxcar Children book number 2. So as he completes chapters in each, he will be doing a little story or book comparison here between the two stories, story 1 and story 2. So chapter by chapter, he will be comparing and contrasting what these books are about, the characters, the setting, problem, ending, and how things are similar or different in these books. And then when he is done, he'll be writing a book review on each one of them. But he's been really enjoying this. It's been helpful for me to gauge things like just him spelling and putting words together and stuff like that. As you can see, I started the story comparison here. I put the names of the 2 books because his handwriting's big and he can't fit the entire title for each book up there, so I wrote it. So he will be starting that this week. He started reading them, and then he's going to start his story comparisons. But I absolutely love this book, and I really feel like it has this I really love this reading log, and it has really caused him to pay attention when he's reading and write things down and look for details while he's reading, and to really just be engaged in what he's reading rather than just speeding through. So we're having a good time with our readers book log. So guys, I'm realizing this video is going to be super long, so I'm splitting it up into 2 sections. So I hope you guys enjoyed what's in my 6-year-old's work boxes this week. Stay tuned for my next video, which will talk about what's in my 4-year-old's work boxes this week. Bye.